Hello civilians, welcome to this lovely rainy weather. It's rainy in Cape Town as well, so it's perfect. It just suits everything. Alright, so today I'm going to take you guys through the 4 armor sets that I've made, plus a 5th bonus one. The first one would be endurance set to outlast your opponent. The Punisher, which just dishes out and just does everything that you need. And then a light set, which is comparable to this one, which is called the Sentinel. And then a 4th set, which I don't quite have a name for, but maybe after you guys have seen it, you can pop in a name for it down below in the comments, and then I'll choose one that I think is good. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay guys, the first setup is the endurance set. Now this set is designed specifically to allow you to outlast your opponent. So if you look at the buffs, we used ambrosia, we used purified flesh, and we used one of each elixir, and that's the case for all of the sets. So I'm not going to keep showing this, but you use all the buffs that there is: ambrosia, purified flesh, and all the buffs. And then this one specifically has a vitality wallpaint on it. Now particularly to note is that you don't have a lot of rolls. You can roll 3 times. The 3rd time you'll expend all your stamina. But if you look at this, take a look at the stamina cost. So this is what this set is designed for, is to allow you to attack continuously. You don't need to stop. You will outlast stamina with anybody that you fight against. Sure, your stamina doesn't regain as quickly, but if you have a couple of set feats, look at that stamina regen, and this is with heavy gear. So if we take a look at the gear itself, so you have the Gladiator Waistguard, which is a heavy piece with bonus crit, the Gladiator's Loincloth, heavy, bonus crit, and then you have light Serpentman, Boots of the Serpent, and Gloves of the Serpent, and then Aspect of the Demon. So insane armor rating. If we take a look at the stats, ooh, something's worn off. Let me just quickly get that back up. So that was your... oh, that should be these two, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. So you got tier 4 strength. Decent agility. I mean, you can get this higher if you reduce your encumbrance, but I prefer more encumbrance than agility in a heavy set. It just allows you to roll faster. Tier 4 vitality, tier 4 grit, and then obviously your encumbrance. Now if you were to equip this weapon, for example, which is the Feroxic Greatsword, take a look at that stamina cost. It's almost nothing on the light attack, so you can alternate your swings between light and heavy, and you will literally outlast anybody, and you still pack a decent punch. I mean, you're still tier 4 strength. With this weapon, where's the damage brackets? There we go. So you're still doing 146 melee damage with this weapon. So it's still a decent amount of damage. And you'll just outlast them. You can take the damage, you can dish it out, and you can keep dishing it out way longer than what anybody else can. Alright, so that's the endurance set. On to the next one. Okay guys, now it gets a little bit better. This is the Punisher set. Now this set is absolutely crazy. I've never seen so much stats in one set of armor on a character. The stamina cost is pretty good on your attacks, and you can roll at a decent speed. I think with this set you have about 4 rolls. The stamina regen is not too great. 4 rolls, and if you roll for the 5th time you're going to be out of stamina. But take a look at this. Attributes: tier 5 strength, tier 2 agility, tier 5 vitality, tier 3 grit, and tier 2, and the extra 3 in encumbrance. That extra 3 I always put in encumbrance for if your buff wears out, you don't get crippled, you can at least get away. If you look at the armor, you got Aspect of the Bat, the Void Forged Dragonbone Tunic, which is a medium piece. All these pieces have bulk plating on them. Braces of the Serpent, Silent Legion medium tacet, and Serpentman boots for the encumbrance. I just find that saves you on a lot of points as well. 741 armor rating in a medium gear set, and that's pretty decent. The amount of damage you can dish out is crazy. The amount of damage you can take is insane. Let me see if I can get a few guys to hit me so I can show you guys the healing rate on this. Hey buddy. No, hit me. Don't miss me. Hit me. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, let's get another one. This is going to take a while. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Now there's two of you. See? You can take a ton of damage. And I'll watch this when we start dishing it out. One down, two down, no problem. It's a ton of damage. Tier 5 strength, tier 5 vitality, and I'm healing. Like as I'm running, I can actually see myself healing. Pop 2 set feast, boom, full health. So this is a crazy scary build. I haven't fully tested this in PvP, but I think this is probably going to be one of the scariest builds that you can do. Second to the last one that I'm going to show you guys. Alright, on to the next one. Okay guys, this is a bit more versatile set. This is the Sentinel set. The set is all light, so you have a lot more rolls. You can move around quite a bit more, and your attack's still pretty decent. Your strength is insane on this. You got 16 plus 16 into strength with all the buffs. So tier 5 strength, agility 3 and a bit, vitality 4, breath 3, encumbrance same as usual. But this set is more versatile. Like you can move stats around. You can move stats from here to there. You can move stats from here to there and from here to there, so that you can go tier 5, tier 5. You can go tier 4, tier 4, tier 4. So this is a pretty all-around set, if I can call it that. You got decent stats, you got decent damage, you got decent movement, you got decent stamina cost. You can roll at a decent speed. I think the rolls on this one is 5, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, on the 5th one. So it's the same as the medium. You only get 4 rolls. 5th one will outstam you. But you can dish out a ton of damage, and this is light, so your stamina regen is a lot faster on this set. I prefer to go in light when I can, just due to the fact that your stamina regen is so much faster. But this one and that medium set right here is pretty close to each other. This one is just a bit more versatile in the fact that you have points everywhere. So you can easily move stuff around in order to suit your particular needs for that specific fight, or even farming. I mean, you can tier 5, you can max encumbrance and still have tier 5 strength and tier 5 vitality on this set. So it's a pretty decent set. If you take a look at the pieces, you got aspect of the bat, Night Stalker chest piece. Now this is the best Night Stalker piece that I found, because it gives you plus 3 to strength and plus 1 to agility. So 4 stat points from this one armor piece. Braces, strength, agility from the legs, and which is a Silent Legion light, and then the same Serpent Man boots, or boots of the serpent, and then 636.2 in light gear without that crazy aspect of the demon helmet, which is this one right here. So this is without that helmet, and you still have 636.2 armor rating. So this is a pretty decent light set. You're lightweight, you can move around a lot, you can climb. You know, this is a very versatile set. So this is probably one of my favorites, in the sense that you can, you know, move attribute points around to suit your particular needs for that day or for that occasion. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I like this set. And you can use any weapon in this set, even a bow. You can even change stats around to do a bow build on this set. So it's pretty decent in that regard, and that's probably why I think this is one of the most popular sets at the moment. Alright, on to the next one. Okay guys, just before we get into the last set, I just quickly want to show you guys what I'm using to craft them. So all the sets are crafted, all the armor pieces are crafted with a shield right armor, which is a named armor that gives you more armor rating, and the fittings have been crafted. Well, not that it makes any difference, but they are crafted with the durability smith, and you know, this is just basics. Bulk plating on most of your light and medium pieces, and reduction kits on all of your heavy pieces that weigh a lot. And weapons, obviously master weapon fittings on all of them. So just a quick note on that's what everything's been crafted in. I don't use any of the other armorers like your durability armor or a weight reduction armor like this one over here. I use only the armor rating increasing armorers, which is the shield rights, and that's it. Every single armor piece that has been crafted for all of these sets was crafted with that same armor. And so with the weapons, and that's another thing to note, maybe just quickly, is you have to have a named armorer in your bench to get all of the stat points. So if you don't have a named armorer, you're not going to get the full stat points per armor piece. So if I take this one for example, and I put this on, this armor piece, I think it's vitality or grit, let me just check. So this is a grit piece, so my grit now is +3, and if I put this piece back on, grit, it's going to give me plus an additional 3. If I don't use a named armorer, I'm only going to get +2, not +3. So it's very important for you guys to note that, and also you're not going to get the maximum armor rating that you can from these items. So preferably use a named as much as you can, and then the shield right just increases your armor rating even more, so you have a lot more armor rating on these pieces. Alright, so let's get into the last armor set. Alright guys, so this next set is a set that I haven't named yet. I think you guys might be able to find a good name for it. I've been working on this set for a while, ever since the Void Forged weapons have come out, and it's based around spear fighting and only spear fighting. So if I start running in this set, you guys will notice my stamina, those ticks, right? And now if I stop and I start light attacking like this, I can do this for a long time before I will run out of stamina. And even the heavy attacks, 1, 2 heavy attacks, light attack, roll, 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 roll. This set is probably the most agile set that I've ever managed to create or put together. I can run for days, I can outrun almost anybody. At the same time, I can run, attack you, attack you, attack you, attack you, and just keep doing that as much as I want to. Now if we take a look at the stats on this, it's tier 4 strength, 27 in agility, tier 4 vitality, tier 4 grit, and then encumbrance the same, 23. So this set is based on the spear, because if you unequip the spear, you lose your stats on the strength, so you don't have that tier 4 strength or tier 4 vitality, but with the spear you do. So basically, if you're a group like 3 or 4 people and you got this kind of gear on, it's going to be really hard to beat you. You can heal effectively, you can deal out damage effectively, and you will never run out of stamina. If you're pretty okay at controlling your stamina, you'll never run out. I mean, let's just take a look at this guy for example. I mean, I'm still dealing a decent amount of damage, and there, my stamina's back to full, and those were heavies. So let's try the light here. Right, where's somebody I can test the light on? Here we go. Light, 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 and just watch. I'm taking damage from these guys, but I haven't stopped attacking yet. I can just keep going. There we go. Dealt with them effectively. Armor rating is low, so you don't have a lot of armor rating, but you know, if you've played or fought in light gear before, you'll know that even getting 476.8 on light gear is still pretty decent. And yeah, this is this is a build I'm becoming particularly fond about, because I think this build will do pretty well in PvP, especially in clan PvP, due to the fact that you got such a low stamina cost, and that you can really just keep going, keep fighting. So let me know what you guys think about this set and what you think I should name this set. So you got the Kari Overseer Mantle. Now the Kari is pretty hard to get if you don't know where to go. You get this in the dungeon on Exiled Lands, in the cellars at Set City or Sepamaru. And then you got the Kari Overseer Tacit, so it's 3 Kari pieces, 1, 2, 3, and then you got Gloves of Jewel, which gives you that stamina tick. And then just bear in mind the stamina tick is about health. So if your health, for example, is, you'll watch now, so it's not going to tick. Let me just get a few guys to hit me quick. So the Gloves of Jewel works according to your health. It's not going to tick unless it is lower than what your health is. So if I get a guy here, you'll see it keeps on ticking now while I'm running constantly. So if I can get a few guys to hit me here, ooh, laggy, there we go. So now they hit me. Now you're gonna see it's gonna not gonna tick at all until it reaches my health, and then it'll start ticking back. There we go. Alright, so that's how the gloves work. You need to keep your health as high as possible for the stamina tick to be fully beneficial to you. But I mean, with the new potions and just the fact that you got so much stamina, you can easily get away, pop a potion, get back into the fight. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this set. I like the look of it as well. To me, this is a really good set that I would most likely play with. Gloves of Jewel, that's your main secret to this, and then Aspect of the Bat. And then that's the stats without the spear, and that's the stats with the spear. Alright, that's it. Let's go to the next one and the last one. Okay guys, down to the last set. I call this the Hacker Spammer set, because if you wear this set, people are probably going to call you a hacker, because this set is pretty good. Alright, if you have a look at the attributes, tier 5 strength. Now you can change these around whichever way suits your fighting style. I like to dish out a lot of damage, so I like to go tier 5 strength. But if you look at the stat points there, you have 12, 14, 10, so you can switch around between these. You can go 4, 4, 4, you can go 5, 4, 4. You can change it around whichever way suits you. The armor rating on this set is 957.4, but notice this, look at how fast I'm rolling in this set. It's super fast, and that's mainly due to the lightness. The set is pretty light. You got one light armor piece there, you got a medium piece here, which is the Fist of the Drown, which is bonus to all stats, so every single stat gets +2 points from those gloves. Then Fins of the Drown I prefer on this set, even though I could have gone for something that gave me stats. I prefer this because the stamina ticks now, the poison ticks now is crazy. The amount of damage you take from poison is really not fun, and bleeds as well. So cleansing just helps you to reduce that damage by removing those ticks periodically. And then Black Knight Acid, bonus strength, Black Knight chest piece, bonus strength, and yeah, that makes up the set. Now if you have a look at the stamina cost with daggers, for example, it's pretty decent. If we use spear, you can still dish out a decent amount of damage, still roll out of danger. And the one thing I really like about this particular set is the fact that, okay, have a look at the stamina there. So with this set, your stamina is going to take a while. It's again 2 heavy pieces, so your stamina regen is going to take longer. You have to probably couple this set with set feasts in order to get your stamina to regen quicker. Let's have a look at that. So you're going to go through set feast quite a lot, but other than that, this set is super strong. It's versatile, the same as the medium set. It just doesn't have quite as much stat points as the medium set, but you're still capable of dealing a decent amount of damage. You're capable of speccing whichever fighting style suits you. Now that's another thing I want you guys to remember about these sets is it's not just about the set and trying to focus on what the set gives you. Now let me just get rid of this thing. It's more about making the set suit your fighting style. Like for me, for example, I'm pretty okay with getting away from damage and away from a threat, and then I like to go back in and deal a crazy amount of damage. That's my way of playing, and I can do that with different types of weapons: hammers, daggers, swords, spears. My favorite still Black Ice Broadsword, but you know, your style might be different. You might like to do a bow build, and in that case you might swap out 1 or 2 armor pieces from this and replace them with accuracy pieces, and it's all about what suits your playstyle. But these sets, from what I can see and from what I can gather, will probably be the best starting points for you guys to go for. You can start with these sets. They look amazing. They are pretty performance based. They are pretty average in the sense that you can adjust them to specialize in whichever direction you like to go in, and yeah, that's basically it. So I hope this helped you guys out in sort of setting up your gear, making sure that you have decent gear to give you a fighting chance in any kind of PvP fight, and also dungeons if you guys want to run dungeons or anything like that. And then if you guys want to comment down below, give me a name for this spear fighting set. I would really like to keep developing this and see how well it performs in actual PvP fighting, and yeah, so let's take it from there. Have fun guys. Ciao ciao.